Welcome to another episodes of the interview series of Rekha Datta English classes. Today our guest is Mrs. Alpuna Dey, the principal of Patanjali Vidya Mandir Prayagraj. She started her career at the early age and became a major face to reckon with in the educational world of Prayagraj. She is not only a principal of a prestigious institution but also a designer, an artist, and a well known social activist. There are lots of arrows in her quiver. She is the recipient of innumerable awards. So, without much delay, let's meet Mrs. Alpuna Dey, the nicest person I have ever met in my life.
And one thing I would appreciate that you are helping so many people in the society, and your gesture will definitely be appreciated by each one of us. And that is why I agreed to be on your channel. And I wish you all the luck so that you can help more youngsters, more oldies to pick up the language because age is no bar.
Thank you so
Hello, welcome. Good evening, Rekha.
So, ma'am, I'm really blessed to have you in my channel. Really, really, ma'am, it's my pleasure to have you on my channel. Ma'am, first of all,
It's
I
my pleasure,
really wanted
Rekha.
to.
I have been following your channel, and it's my pleasure to be part of this channel. So I wish you all the best for your future endeavors also.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I've been trying to connect you for the last few days, but actually, I know that you have very busy schedule, but you have taken out time for my channel. It's my pleasure. It's really awesome, ma'am.
It's always a welcome and pleasure to meet friends.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Now, I think I should not waste my time because this time is very precious for me.
Mm.
So I should start with my first question, ma'am. My first question is you have started your career as a teacher, and over the time, you become a principal of a prestigious institution that is Ganga Gurukulam. So, ma'am, first of all, I want to know your journey, your artist journey from a teacher to a principal. So, can you share your experiences with us?
Definitely. First of all, Rekha, thank you for bringing me on this platform. Uh,
My
Rekha,
pleasure.
my life has not been a bed of roses. And I started my journey way back in 1994 as the class teacher of class 1. And gradually, with time, I became the class teacher of 7, 9, 10, 12, vice principal, and then became the principal. But of course, this long journey over the years has helped me a lot. I have been gaining a lot of experience of almost interacting with every level of the children. I have been interacting with class 1. I have been interacting with the middle school children, and then lately the senior secondary, and now, of course, I'm heading 2,400 children in my school.
Oh, wow, that's really nice, ma'am. I think I must take a pat on my back that I have invited you on my channel, ma'am.
Uh,
So, my next question is in every human being's life, some periods comes when they feel stagnant, when they feel low, when they don't feel motivated to work and all. So, ma'am, what were the sources of your motivations, ma'am?
Yes,
Because I know that
definitely.
Ma'am, I know that you have been connected with lots of associations, lots of institutions. You are a social people. You have a joint family, so you need to look after your everything, ma'am. How do you cope up with all these things, ma'am?
Definitely, Rekha, as I told you, my life has not been a bed of roses. While I was a teacher, I had a big family to take care of. I had my in laws, I had my parents. And of course, I'm very social. I love interacting with people. And sometimes I really felt that being a teacher has not helped me in my life. And I need to grow. So I thought of becoming or appearing for administrative jobs. And that is the time when my family, especially my father and my husband, see, without the support of the family, I have never been able to do anything. And today also, whatever I am, it is because of my family. And they wanted to see me in the administrative post, and I took up the job of principal, which was not a very easy job. It was very challenging.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
and I am a very positive person, so I personally feel that these challenges can be converted into obstacles if you have a strong determination and hard work with you.
Exactly. So, ma'am, my next question is like, what is the role of a principal? You know, I know that gone are the days when principals were supposed to be very strict, wearing specs and bossing around the school. But as far as I know, ma'am, that you have redesigned the perception of a principal. You have developed a very cordial relationship with your staff and all, and you have, aroused a kind of, what should I say, a vibrant atmosphere in your college. So, ma'am, what is the role of a principal according to you?
See, even specs I'm wearing, and I do wear them. But definitely, when I became a principal, I believed in team building. See,
Yeah,
I personally feel that it's very easy to handle 100 labors, but very difficult to keep 10 educated people together. Why? Because each has their own viewpoint, and each
yeah,
of them have a very dignified background behind them. So, when I became the principal, the first and the foremost task ahead was to build up a team. And today, my team is my family. So, I
yeah.
believe that if I treat them as my family members, then only I'll be able to do justice to them and definitely to my school as well.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Because I know that nowadays the conception of the principal has changed totally. And
Definitely, even as a teacher, I would have enjoyed going to a school where I get a very good and cordial atmosphere, isn't it? So I feel the same for my set of teachers, that if I give them a lot of open space to be innovative, to be creative, definitely they'll bloom up into good teachers, and that will help in the development of the school.
yeah, exactly, ma'am. I can understand. Ma'am, my next question is, no, I have to see the questions. Yeah, ma'am. Actually, the next question, which I'm gonna put up, that is, ma'am, the nowadays it's very difficult to find good teacher. Like, teachers are supposed to be the role model of students, and it has become very difficult to find teachers who are really very good. They can understand the problems of the students, who are approachable, who are very productive. The reason being that, ma'am, everybody really wants to get into this profession, because when they don't get placed anywhere, they think, yeah, teaching is the job where I can, I can teach students. So, you know even though we find that they don't have the passion or dedication or interest to teach student, they just get into this profession because there's a fat salary and it is easy for them. The thing is that, it's not matter that they have the interest to teach the student, but since they are getting lots of facilities, by getting into this profession, they like to do it. So it is like,
Uh,
it's like, getting into the classroom, not developing any rapport with the students, just following some structures, some norms, given by the institution, remaining there for 38 to 40 minutes, and just while away your time, and then just come up from there, just get away from there. So the thing is that it's very essential to develop a kind of relationship with the students, which we don't find these days. So, ma'am, what is the? I'm not going to ask you the selecting criteria of a teacher, but yes, being a principal, it's your duty to. I know it's your accountability to find out that what kind of teacher you are going to appoint in your institution. So, ma'am, throw some light on this topic, ma'am.
I agree, Rekha ma'am, with you. Completely agree. Because when we picked up the profession of teaching, it was by choice. But today, it is out of compulsion. As you mentioned, that people go for administrative jobs, they go for BTech, MTech, they have done MBA, and finally, when they land into nowhere, they choose to become a teacher. But
Exactly.
I tell you, it is very difficult to get a genuine teacher presently. But that doesn't stop the schools. We get teachers, and as leaders of those institutions, it is our duty to groom them according to the needs of our children. See, to be very honest, I emphasize on two things. Academics, anybody can teach. There are wonderful videos on YouTube and Byju's and other apps as well, which help the children. But the
Mm,
most important thing which a school gives is a bonding between the child and the teacher and the
exactly.
taught relationship. And I personally tell my teachers that you have chosen this profession now, maybe by compulsion, but because you have chosen, you have to become a teacher by choice. And that
Yeah.
is why you will have to live up the values of a teacher 24 into 7. I tell you, children are so observant. They observe each and every minute activities of the teachers. So, if a teacher feels that I can behave in a rough manner outside the school, it is not permissible, because a teacher remains a teacher throughout his life. And
Exactly.
even if you are traveling, if you are in the market, you are in a mall, you behave like a teacher. Somehow or the other, the others come to know that you are a teacher. So,
Yeah.
as the leader, I would groom my teachers according to the needs of my institution. And the most important is the teachers have to live the values that they want in their children. You cannot teach the values to your children, you have to live it to it.
Exactly, I do agree with you, ma'am. And some people are even they are not so much interested in teaching job, but over the time they develop this kind of attitude. The thing is
Attitude.
that
Huh.
leadership we great. It's your leadership is really nice, so that is why teacher are changing like this.
Thank you so
So,
much.
ma'am,
Thank you.
my pleasure, ma'am. Next question is like there is a misconception you can say that people think only now let's come to the language point, okay? So
Mm-hmm.
the question is that it's kind of a misconception you can call it, that people think if you studied from English medium, like you are getting lots of exposure, teachers are talking, students are talking in English, then only you can learn this language, spoken English. I'm talking about spoken part. But
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that language is something different. It can be achieved by putting your best efforts into it, because when you are starting in an English medium school, you know everything is very easy for you. You're getting the things on a silver platter. You don't have to put so much emphasis to learn this language. But I think it's my opinion that you need to put extra effort to learn this language. Otherwise, it would remain a subject only. like any other subject, physics, chemistry, maths, and any other subject, English would also be a kind of subject where you are learning, you are, passing out, you are appearing for the exam, you are writing answer. So it would be a subject only. Until and unless you are putting your best efforts to learn this language.
Uh, Agreed, Rekha. But I would tell you, for anything, you need a passion. There are so many who study in an English medium school, but they are not able to communicate in that particular language. So, if you want to learn or pick up something, you must have the passion for it. And with the passion, of course, there is hard work, sincerity to do it. And I completely disagree that only if you belong to an English medium school, you will pick up the language, or else you will not. I completely disagree because there are so many administrative people in the political scenario, in the bureaucracy, where they speak wonderful English, even though they have not studied in an English medium school.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So I think I should ask only one question more. So that is going to be my last question. So, ma'am, the question is, ma'am, people say, it's been said that when you are learning a language, it is 80% of your psychological thing and 20% of your English habits and all. So this 80%, it's become a kind of mindset, a kind of belief which you hold in your brain, in your mind. And this belief, actually, it comes from your perception or your assumptions, of some kind. And this belief actually we get from sometimes from society, sometimes from social media, sometimes from our parents. So what we do that we develop this kind of belief and it remains forever in our mind. We don't validate it. We don't try to know the real meaning behind it. We just accept it as it comes to us. And this type of belief, it creates lots of problems, difficulties, frustrations over the time. Like in English language, what happens that you have already developed this belief that you are not going to learn this language. This is not your cup of tea. And most of the things, it comes from the social media, because when you watch lots of videos on social media, you just made up this mind, yeah, I'm going to learn this language within 60 days or 30 days. When you are not able to learn this language, this kind of depression, it creeps into your brain, your mind. And then, it becomes a psychological concept. And later on, you repent on it. So frustration create. So, ma'am, do you agree with this thing that in this language learning
Yes.
is a kind of psychological thing, or
See, definitely there is a social stigma. When parents also start sending their children to an English medium school, they start believing that my child, even in class 1 and 2, will pick up very good communicative English. Yes, but actually that is not true. And I also personally believe that if a child has a fear for that subject, fear for that language, or maybe the child lands into depression, ki I am not able to pick up the language, the child will not be able to learn that language. So it is very important that he comes out of his camouflage and he tries to work hard and he somehow picks up the language. And of course, there are wonderful assistants which can help him pick up the language. So it's not necessary that he lands into a kind of depression or a psychological problem or a psychological fear. I have seen students appearing for government jobs, and when they go for GDs and interviews, that passion to crack the government job helps them to pick up the language. So I personally believe that the passion should be there to pick up any kind of language, whether it is English or any other. vernacular language even.
So thank you so much, ma'am. So thank you so much. I don't know. It's really my pleasure that I have, invited you on my channel. And so, ma'am, thanks a lot. I think that next time we are going to connect again. I need your precious advices for my, viewers. So thank you so much again. So we are meeting next time. Okay.
Rekha, I have been following your videos, and one thing I would appreciate that you are helping so many people in the society, and your gesture will definitely be appreciated by each one of us, and that is why I agreed to be on your channel, and I wish you all the luck so that
All
you can help more youngsters, more oldies to pick up the language, because age is no bar.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Your
Thank you.
blessings are always needed.
Definitely, it
Thank
is
you.
always there. Thank you so much.